Let's get ready to rumble. Feel the fire set to the rear. It's minds that only know how to win. The state is fighting, we're breaking into. You will feel all his power. The wrecking ball you'll make. Contest the will, the plan is there. In the back of your head, yeah, you feel the floor again. Unleashing his hell, you will not even hear the bell. Maybe you're strong, but you don't stand a chance. Feel the power of
Well, we are down to the final week now of the 2018 UFL regular season as we're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. Now, let's go take a look at the standings. As we take a look at the updated standings in the Eastern Conference, oh boy, a lot of things are still up for grabs, but first we got to start off with the very obvious. Miami, if they win, not only will they get home field advantage wrapped up in the Eastern Conference, but they will have the number one record going into the playoffs, which means they'll host a title game if they make it there. And of course, however, they still can lose in Minnesota. If they win and Miami loses, then Minnesota would get the number one seed and host a title game possibly. So that's up for grabs still. St. Louis is stuck as the third seed no matter what. They're going to visit Baltimore or Buffalo, whoever wins that one. And speaking of Baltimore, Buffalo, next week, those two play each other at Buffalo, and whoever wins that game will have the third seed wrapped up, or second seed possibly if they win and Minnesota loses, so they can get first round bye still. But whoever wins that game will have the division wrapped up, third or second seed, and if they're stuck as the third seed, they'll host St. Louis. Meanwhile, whoever loses this game will have to visit Utah in the wild card round, as Utah is stuck as the fourth seed. Meanwhile, in the Western Conference, for Los Angeles, if they win, they will clinch home field advantage and have it all wrapped up. Then you get to Kansas. If they win, they will have, they win or Jackson loses, they will get first round bye. And if they win and Los Angeles loses, then there's a possibility that they can get home field advantage, but I'm not so sure about that. Meanwhile, Jackson, if they win and Kansas loses, they will get first round bye. So they have to win, hope Kansas loses to have a better shot in the playoffs. Meanwhile, in the Western Atlantic, Boston can win the division and make the playoffs if they win or Philadelphia loses. And then, oh boy, everyone else 7-8 or 8-7 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 teams are still fighting for those 2 playoff spots. Well, actually, technically 3 if you think about it. 8 teams fighting for 3 spots. Actually, 9 teams fighting for a playoff spot. Jesus Christ, this is unbelievable. And there really is no way to easily figure out what everyone has to do in order to make the playoffs. One easy scenario is Philadelphia, though. If they win and Boston loses, then they clinch the playoff spot and the Western Atlantic at 9-7. But if they win and Boston still wins the division, they still can get into the playoffs as long as Green Bay and Columbia don't win. If they get 9-7, stuck as a wildcard team, and Columbia and Green Bay don't go 9-7, then they can get in because they have the superior tiebreaker over their tiebreaker they lost to them. But other than that, anything could go these last week of season. Who knows what will happen? And the next week will be very interesting. So tune in hopefully soon for Week 16 and the finale of the 2018 UFL season as we get ready for the playoffs.